So hi there and welcome to the update on week 3, April 5th to the 11th. And you can see I'm still wearing my woolly hat and jacket here. It's cool, the weather is very mixed, it's very changeable. The temperature forecast for tonight is actually -1, so still very cool. So what did I get up to this week? So well, this week I added 2 new raised beds. And I actually planted some strawberries. So I ordered more strawberry plants. I actually ordered 200 plants and these are to arrive in the next few days. So I'm getting ready to plant these, and I'm also going to set up a 3rd new bed, and that's in case I have extra strawberries, but I also want to plant other vegetables as well. So at least I've done the 2 beds and I'll start on the 3rd bed. So really expanding the space to plant. So I'm really happy about that, on the progress with the beds. And it's amazing like how quickly I've basically turned around that rough patch that was really just a complete mess. It was overgrown with willows, it had lots of grass, it had so many briars. It looked like a really big job, but once I got down to it, a couple of days I was able to turn it around, and here I am now planting on that bed, so really happy with that. For my bees then, I have 4 colonies that have come through the winter okay. I didn't lose any over the winter, which is really good. So all have come through in reasonable condition, not very strong. But when I look at what I didn't, for example, feed them in the autumn. So they've survived on their own in the sense that they collected nectar, honey in the autumn, particularly ivy honey. So that keeps them going over the winter. So they have lots of stores at the moment, which is really good. But of course that can, I need to give them extra space so that they can the queen can lay eggs. And I think, when I was a kid, I started beekeeping when I was 9 years of age. When I was a kid, there were hard winters, so you really had to feed in the autumn. But I'm noticing now that the winters are mild and bees are able to forage and they're able to survive on their own. So again, this is kind of one of the impacts of climate change. So here then is the queen, which I spotted on this particular inspection. I hope you can see it there in the video. I'm pointing there with my hive tool. And in this video, I'm transferring bees from a nucleus box. So they overwintered in this small box. Now I'm transferring them into a bigger hive. And that hive then, hopefully I can produce honey with this season. I suppose in terms of what I need to do right now, of course, immediately you open the hives, then you see there's a lot of work to be done there. And immediately what I did was I ordered wax foundation sheets, which are really key at this time of the year. So I need to give the bees extra space, particularly the queen, to lay eggs, to expand the colony. So that's really key at this time of year. And there's a lot of kind of brown wax that needs to be replaced with fresh wax, and the bees need to draw out that fresh wax. So that also kind of keeps them busy, and it helps to prevent swarming, because swarming is a big thing that will make the bees divide, and then you won't get much honey. So if you can prevent swarming and keep a strong colony with lots of bees together, that's when you're going to get honey. And by the way, I do teach courses on beekeeping. I have some great courses, and if you want to learn to be a beekeeper, I have some really good courses on that. So please check out the courses, and I'll put a link in the description to my beekeeping courses. Okay, so just some quick updates then on the hens. This week I ordered some second-hand books with designs of chicken coops, so I'm waiting for those books to arrive, and then I'll start, hopefully this coming week, building a new chicken coop. So I'm looking forward to getting hens. The price of eggs has become very expensive, so we'd like to produce our own. I'm also keeping on planting seeds, and some are coming up, especially the kale seeds, also the lettuce seeds. But I did have a problem with mice in the glass house. So basically I'm going in planting the seeds, and at night some mice were coming along, digging up the seeds and eating them. So I was basically creating a buffet for mice. So I've taken some action there on trapping those mice. So again, you might be sitting there waiting for the seeds to germinate and nothing happens, and the seeds have already been eaten. So anyway, these are the kind of things you come across. So I suppose reflection on week 3, it's a matter of keeping going, making progress. The amount of work can feel overwhelming at sometimes because it's such a big garden, there's so many things to do, whether it's bees or hens or vegetables or strawberries or whatever. But just keep moving, keep going, keep making progress. And when I look back at week 1, it's only 3 weeks ago, I can see how far I've come, basically from just an overgrown garden to something now that looks like it has a bit of shape and a bit of planning and energy about it. So that's within 3 weeks. That's fantastic. I just want to say AI is also a great help, artificial intelligence. I'm using ChatGPT. No, I'm using ChatGPT, and I suppose one of the things I noticed is, if you don't know what to do, you're confused. What action should I take next on something? That confusion can lead to inaction because I don't know what to do. But with AI, you just ask AI and it tells you what to do. And I think action, carries you forward and creates momentum, even if it may not be 100%. I don't know at this point in terms of the advice, but at least I'm moving a step forward. So it gets rid of that confusion. So that's one of the great benefits. So then when we look at next week, I want to continue making a third raised bed for strawberries. That's for the extra strawberries. So when those strawberries arrive, then I want to plant those strawberries when they arrive by the end of next week, hopefully. I want to assemble the wax foundation sheets when they arrive and put them into the beehives. I also want to start building the chicken coop or the hen coop when those books arrive and I get a plan. These are second-hand books I bought cheaply online, so hopefully I think they'll have good plans. And of course I want to keep planting seeds, so keep going with the seeds, like for example the lettuce seeds, etc. So week by week, for example the lettuce I should be planting every week. So that's it. I hope you found that useful, and keep watching and check back next week and see how I've got on. So this is my garden laboratory, and see you next week. Thank you.